Dr. Wood, author of the book Miracles Minutes. Today I'm covering human connection or relationship. I'm covering a conversation. And what causes problems between human beings is miscommunication. So, how does that occur and why does that occur? So, I'm going to talk a little bit about the brain. I'm going to talk a little bit about the human experience. And I'm going to talk about a little bit about empathy and learning how to relate to others. So, when two people have a conversation and someone says, I love you, what happens is another party may use that word in a different context. It may have a different meaning to them. So, even though we're using the same word, from my experience, love means I unconditionally love you. I love you no matter what. Whether you're good or bad, I care about you. No conditions, no hook in the bait. To someone else, it may mean something totally different. So when that word is used, you're wondering why the two parties aren't connecting and you're frustrated in your relationship is because the way that word means to yourself, you're assuming that it means exactly the same thing to somebody else. So that's one thing. One of my favorite books is The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, and one of the agreements is assume nothing. In other words, ask a question. Like, hey, what does that mean to you? So, empathy. Now, empathy is there's a great book called Trading Places, which means you have to leave your world, how you think about the world, and then go get in another person's world. So they can have a totally different perspective. It's like two people looking at a painting, and one goes, "This is what I see in this painting. This is what I see." And you go, "Huh." So if you're open, vulnerable, and receptive, you can then take in their perspective and appreciate their perspective, and then maybe add it to your own perspective. The tennis match is also here's my perspective of this painting, and I may see something totally different than what you see, or just another facet or something else. So the same thing goes with like anything you want to talk about. It's almost like looking at a painting or a picture or an event, and people share perspectives. So empathy is not just all your feelings, but a head and heart connection. I make the mistake of being overly logical, and sometimes I don't have enough of my heart or emotions with the other party. So empathy is, I wonder how you're doing. But you have to be quiet in your mind. You have to give up all your thoughts, everything that's kind of going on, and just come across with unconditional love. I'm here to listen to you. I wonder what's going on in your world. Now, I'm going to preface this with you might need boundaries with some people because some people are not, quote, safe people. And a safe person, an unsafe person is one who's a dependent, is a victim, and does not take responsibility for their lives. So what that means is if they can't look in the mirror at themselves when you have a complaint or said, hey, you hurt my feelings, if they may say, I'm sorry, but nothing's going to change. Because if they can't even look in the mirror at themselves and start getting their stuff together and be responsible for their own lives, why would they be responsible for yours? If you give them your life, they're going to trash it. You love them, but with a boundary line. Be aware that you can love them, but don't expect anything in return from this person. They might hurt you as you become vulnerable to love them. You don't want to be vulnerable with that person. You need guards up. You need boundary lines or a soft wall of protection for yourself. So I hope this covers a little bit about relationships, about human connection, and sharing yourself with another, but also be safe. It's kind of like safe sex. Sometimes you need protection because your partner may not be safe. Thanks. Bye.